Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I want to speak about language, the languages that I speak, the languages that I use, when I learned those languages and their importance to me. Language is something that we rarely talk about or rarely think about deeply, and it's something that we always take for granted, and I think that's true for many people. It's rare for us to take time to think about language. There are a lot of things that I can talk about. There are a lot of things about language that I can talk about, yeah, because I'm a linguist. But today I don't want to do any of that. I just want to focus on the languages that I speak and the point in my life when I learned those languages and their importance to me, the roles that they play in my life. I speak 3 languages fluently. One, my first language is Lubukusu, and we usually talk about it as a language, refer to it as a language, but actually it is a dialect. It's a dialect of a larger language called Luya. So Lubukusu is my first language. And then I also speak Kiswahili. Kiswahili is a language that is widely spoken in Eastern Africa, East Africa, Kenya, Tanzania, a little bit of Uganda, and the DRC, and Rwanda and Burundi. So it's a lingua franca of East Africa. And then I also speak English, which some people have referred to as the global lingua franca. So these 3 languages are important to me. I just maybe also need to mention that I learned a little bit. Of French. I don't speak French fluently, but I know 1 or 2 things about it. I know how I can say bonjour. I can say je m'appelle. Yeah, so just those basic things. I also can speak a little bit, a teeny bit of Mandarin, and I didn't get to learn much, but I can say ni hao, Saija. So I can say a few things in Mandarin and in French. But the languages I speak are the 3 that I mentioned earlier on. So Lubukusu, Kiswahili, and English. So those languages, as you can say, for everyone speaks a first language. So when you are born, you are born in a linguistic environment, and the language that is spoken in that environment is the one that you pick up as your first language. So Lubukusu is my first language. It's the language that I was that I picked up first. Yeah, because it was spoken in the area, in the environment in which I was born, in Western Kenya, in Bungoma. And it's a very, very important language to me. It's and just like every other person who speaks a first language, that language is important to them. It's a language that expresses the deepest emotion, and that's what Lubukusu does for me. People have often remarked or said that when you're in trouble, and when you are calling out for help, or when you are to express like those deepest feelings, maybe fear, maybe you are calling for help, the first language or the first word that is gonna come up in that dire moment is your first language. So Lubukusu would be that language for me. It's an identity marker, and it's a language that I can never think of forgetting. It's a part of me. It's an aspect of me. It's an identity. It's part of my identity. So I learned that it was the first language I picked up by virtue of the linguistic environment in which I was. And then I also picked up Swahili along the way. Swahili is also very commonly spoken in Kenya. So I didn't have to learn it in school, although we learned it, we had Kiswahili lessons in school as well. But being in contact with people like in my village who spoke Kiswahili, and also listening to a lot of radio programs that were presented in Kiswahili, I picked up that language. So if for some reason I wasn't able to go to school, or if for some reason maybe I could not go to school, I could still have been able to speak Swahili. But yeah, I picked up Swahili in the village and also learned more of it in school. I learned standard Swahili in school. So again, I became fluent in Swahili and I could speak, and I still speak it. Yeah, so with Kiswahili, I can communicate with people across Kenya, people who speak different mother tongues, different first languages, and I can also speak with people across East Africa, the countries like Tanzania, Uganda, and the DRC. So it's a language. Kiswahili is a language that enables me to communicate across ethnic lines. It's, as I said earlier on, Kiswahili is the lingua franca of East Africa. And then English. I also speak it, as I said, I'm speaking it now. And this is a language that for many people you have to learn in school. It's not something that you pick up, like for many people. It's not a language that you pick up in the streets or in the village. You have to go to school to learn it. For me, I learned it in school, and it took a while for me to have or to acquire enough to be able to speak it. So I remember like all my primary school or elementary school, I was learning it, but I wasn't able to use it. Like at the end of the primary school, I think I still didn't have enough to speak it. I could understand it, I could read it, but I could not speak it. So that's the same also in my second school. Maybe here there'll be like grade 8 to grade 12 in Canada or in the US. So in that period also, I continued learning it, and it was the language of instruction. So I had a lot of it in classrooms, and I guess that helped maybe learn, maybe become more confident in it. Although it has like its own challenges, like being used as a language of instruction when you're not really proficient in it yet. So yeah, but being exposed to English and learning more of it as a subject from primary school all through to high school, yeah, I was able to speak it. Yeah, so again, I have to admit that by the end of high school, I could understand, I could read, but speaking was still not I was still not confident speaking. I think the problem at that point was just practicing. I didn't have like that opportunity to speak it, to practice it. Didn't have the opportunity to make mistakes with other people. There wasn't like a community of users like who I could speak it with. Yeah, we at schools, maybe I can talk about the schools I went to at some point. We still had the opportunity, or we still had the option of using Kiswahili. Yeah, and in some cases, Lubukusu. So there were opportunities, but then there were no opportunities to practice. Of course, at some point you were forced to speak it, but then that was like a very it's a very limited time yeah, you would be forced to speak it in a very short, yeah, a very limited time. Again, I don't want to say that it was a bad thing. Yeah, because yeah, having that, or having the opportunity to speak the other languages, made it possible for me to maintain those. It made it possible for me to maintain Lubukusu, and it made it also possible for me to practice and perfect my standard Kiswahili. So yeah, so these languages, they're very, very important to me. And some people have made claims, for example, that speaking mother tongue like impedes, like, or stops learning other languages, and they have a very, very low opinion of mother tongues, and they don't want, or some people don't want to have these languages in schools. So I think it's wrong for people to think that way. It's wrong for people to have negative attitudes towards yeah, their languages. Yeah, you can still maintain, you can still speak your mother tongue. You can still your mother tongue, like speaking your mother tongue, and maybe and also speaking another African languages. That does not stop you from learning and speaking a global language. There's space in everyone's brain for many languages, multi languages, and this, like, if you learn like this, you learn English and you forgot your mother tongue, or you don't speak your mother tongue, you don't speak a local lingua franca, and only spoke English or French, I think it's not good enough. It does take away from your identity. It does take away from you, at least in terms of distinguishing yourself. There are times when you when we need to distinguish ourselves. The times, for example, maybe there's a job that is open to speakers of English, but maybe if you spoke your native language, your mother tongue, that can give you an added advantage. It's not going to be like in all contexts, but there's times when distinguishing yourself, when setting yourself apart from other people becomes important. I'll stop here for now. I didn't want to make this this video too long. So I want to stop here, and in my next video, in the upcoming videos, I'm going to be talking, I think, more about myself and about my experiences and what we can learn, maybe what lessons come from my experiences, and I can maybe also talk about like language, like the opportunities that the languages I speak have given me, the opportunities that my languages have opened up. They have done that, and I appreciate this. So I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.